Friday, December 6th, 2024. Fortnite's first ever season had just been added back to the game permanently. To many, a relic of the bygone past, a place living in the memories of millions of players, most of which who had quit years ago. Jumping off the battle bus, I was headed to Retail Row, a shopping district and one of the largest named locations on this first map. I was accompanied by 3 companions, one an old friend who I had once declared a enemy, another who hadn't stopped playing since the early days who was the best on our squad, and a third who I'd only just met, a real wildcard. Bonded together by the will to secure a victory royale, it was up to us to battle against 100 other players and come out on top. So for those who don't know, this mode is basically as close to the first season as possible. The map is exactly the same as the original. There are only 4 healing items in the game, and all forms of healing other than bandages are extremely scarce. There's no campfires, no fish, and not even any consumables to be found around the map. Most items have been returned to their original stats, meaning that all of the weapons are extremely powerful. The Grey Burst can deal over 70 damage with a single headshot. The Gold Scar matches this output, and you can double pump to take out an entire squad with ease. This game feels punishing. One slip up and you'll be sent back to the lobby in an instant, but the same applies to everybody else. You're all on the same playing field here. New to the OG mode are a handful of quality of life changes. Reboot vans are placed in named locations around the map to revive your fallen teammates. Movement changes have also carried over from chapters 3, 4, and 5, allowing you to tactically sprint and slide across the map in a short burst at the cost of a quickly replenishing stamina bar. You can also mantle up walls. These changes make traversing the emptier map of Fortnite's first season much more bearable, because true to the original, there are no mobility items in the game. The few healing items in the game can be used while walking. This makes trudging through the storm feel so much more fair than it used to. But this is just Fortnite's first season. Epic Games plans on regularly updating this new mode every month or so to cycle through each of Fortnite's first 10 seasons, because guess what? That means we're going to be getting Tilted Towers soon. We're going to get the Rocket event soon. We're going to get all of this awesome content from Chapter 1 that has not been accessible in over 5 years, which means that new players get to experience what the fuss was about, and old players who are now returning for this mode get to experience what was once taken away from them. A lot of people are going to love it, and Epic Games gets to sell the Snoop Dogg skin to a wider audience. Everybody wins. Now hold up, this mode is awesome, but there is a big flaw here, because players who started playing 7 years ago are still going to build like players who started playing 7 years ago. Therefore, because everything is so punishing in this mode, if you don't know how to build, you're going to have a very hard time getting into it. You'll be at a major disadvantage, and endgames in build mode here usually look like some sort of ranked tournament. So if you don't have any friends to try this mode with who are good at the game, you might just not have a good time at all. Now for me, somebody who is experienced in build mode and has been playing since around Season 3 on and off, I love the core gameplay of Fortnite, and this game mode, it feels so good to me. You have to build forts and box up and all of that because everything is such a hard-hitting weapon, and of course, like I said, if you're fighting someone, they're going to be really weak most of the time, and the same goes for you, so it's a battle of hard mechanical skill in most cases. Now, again, that is tough for new players to adapt to, I think. Thankfully, with the release of Chapter 6, Fortnite has added Simple Edit. Simple Edit is a new mechanic that will guess what editing piece you want to make based off of the placement of your cursor, and whenever you hit your edit button, it will create that edit. So from what I've heard, it's extremely useful and acts as a really good way for new players to learn how to build without having to memorize and practice the various tile placements, but of course, if build mode still just isn't your style, which is completely fair, it's a very challenging mode, and with the way that ping works and turbo building and all of that, I get it, alright. Thankfully, we've got zero build for OG Fortnite. Now, here's the thing about it, I haven't played too much of it, but it does seem fun for what it is. The original Battle Royale map was designed with building in mind. As such, it's been updated to allow players the capability of traversing it without the option of building. Alright, there's zip lines in places that would have been made otherwise inaccessible, and launch pads along with porta-bunkers spawn around the map as floor loot. Other than that though, the loot pool seems to be exactly the same as build mode. So you can play zero build and imagine yourself in a time before everyone knew how to build, or if you can't build you can play it as well, and the option remains open for you to have a blast here. Now, personally speaking, I really don't like zero build that much, but I appreciate Epic Games for making an environment here for those who do, and updating the old map in a faithful manner, and making sure that the only things changed are those that would otherwise be detrimental for zero build. Because ultimately, multiplayer gaming has always been about connecting with other people and making a memorable and fun time for all. Fortnite OG has kindled that connection for me. So how about we finish off this video with the story we started it on. After leaving Retail Road, the four of us had great equipment. Unfortunately, healing items are extremely scarce in this game mode. With players moving into the vastly shrunken storm circle from our left, we decided to take a gamble and fight for the supply drop in the center of the zone to get some healing. I got taken out by a sniper, but luckily GameDox was right next to me, the best player on our team, and managed to pick me up in no time at all, even with the enemy constantly pressuring him. Now everyone in the zone was extremely weak, and we knew that, so sensing an opportunity, yeah, he just jumped into their box here. There's no cutting around that. That was a blunder. We lost one of our own, but as luck would have it, the two players we were fighting had only been in a trio. Their third teammate was elsewhere, fending off against another squad. Our wild card had been successful in avenging our fallen teammate, and the tables had turned to a 1 versus 3. As the Fortnite loading screen once told us, good teams stick together, but great teams work together. The three of us kept up the pressure and soon managed to take out his teammate. The third player in their trio was holding up against another team, and it turns out he was good enough to win that fight alone, and now he was headed straight for us. Before I knew it, both of my teammates were dead, and it was just me left alone with the enemy to decide the outcome of this game. Now I hadn't heard him heal since he killed both of my teammates, which meant he had no more than 100 health. A pump shotgun can dish out that much damage in a single shot, and I was well below that threshold myself. It was gonna be down to whoever could land the first shot on the opponent. I played it safe, and before we knew it, nah, I'm just kidding. As we found out last time, you cannot beat me at OG Fortnite. This is my game.
Light fucking work.
Oh,
that's why you're the GOAT. That's why you're
I'm
the GOAT.
flipping.
That's why you're the GOAT.
Who
clutched up?
Rocket just clutched up.
So who are we blaming for almost throwing that?
Oh, John, that was the craziest match. Evan.
Dude, holy fuck, that was peak, bro. So yeah, go play this new mode. You can download it separately from the base game on the Epic Games launcher as Fortnite OG, and it is really fun. I think this is probably, objectively speaking, the best way that they could have pulled something like this off. I'll probably end up streaming this sometime soon, so subscribe for that. Keep in mind that this channel isn't strictly a Fortnite channel. I make videos about a whole bunch of stuff that I enjoy and am passionate about, so Fortnite OG just happens to be at the top of that list right now. While I was editing this, they added bots back to the game mode. I'm so depressed now. I hate the bots. Please remove the bots. Add a toggle. I beg you, Epic Games. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for the fantastic support on the last two videos, especially the one on the art style of Fortnite. I put a ton of time into that, and it's awesome to see that a lot of you guys enjoyed it as well. So yeah, thanks for watching, and have a good night. I'm gonna go edit this video and then play more OG Fortnite.